What's happening, everyone? Welcome to GBALL Vision. Today, we are going to be taking an in-depth look at the new Kubi Ruckus in 20 CV titanium handles that have been flame anode, all blue anodized hardware. We're going to take this apart, get a nice in-depth look at it. So this will be a disassembly. Won't need much for this guy. Should be T8 hardware all the way around. We'll go ahead or no, it'll be T8 on the body and pivot, and then T6 on the pocket clip screws, which I'm not sure if we need to take those out or not. I think we do, but I'm not 100% sure. We shall see. But I took this to work with me today. Little did I know we would be ripping out 3 walls. And if you are not familiar with ripping out walls, that can be a pretty dusty chain of events. So, yeah. We'll have to get the good screw out. It looks like the first screw is in the scale, but the second screw is in the backspacer, which is going to prohibit you from taking the scale off. Let's take that all the way off. So we'll leave the screws there. The top one is going to be bigger than the second one, or the bottom is going to be smaller than the second. So I was just talking about this in a previous video about I love carrying my good knives, my premium knives to work, but there's also something in me that I hate it too, because they can get very messed up just in your pocket. Some people really don't know anything about that, which is fine. But I can literally, and there's times where this happens, where I'll carry a knife to work with me, and I might carry 2 or 3 knives, and let's just say I always carry 2. Let's just say the one doesn't get used at all, just because it might be a light day, there might not be a ton to cut or whatever. That knife can get just as messed up sitting inside my pocket as a knife that I'm using all day long. It's very bothersome and troublesome. I have 2 knives over there sitting on my knife dresser that are completely filled with brick dust. I just have not tackled that project yet. I took 2 to work with me one time, and they got pretty bad. And then I took another 2 with me another time, and they got extremely bad. Brick dust, if you're not familiar, is very fine and can work its way in anywhere, pretty much. I even had my shirt pulled over my pockets. I had the knives down in my pockets, and they still were filled with brick dust. My Concept Main Street and my Tucson TS 195, the Integral, completely filled with brick dust, and they need cleaned very, very badly. We'll get out a KPL swab. If you're wondering and you're not familiar, I'm using KPL Knife Shield to kind of clean this guy up. That stuff goes a long way. I've had it for several weeks, months, several months at this point, and I use it a lot, and it's still basically full. If you use it sparingly, you can get quite a bit out of it. I try to just put it on the rag or directly onto the knife, and one spray will, see, I can use what's on the sprayer still, but all of KPL's products go quite a long way. In a couple years, I've only been through half a bottle of Benchmade's Blue Lube and then one bottle of KPL in several years, 3 or 4 years at least. And I started my second bottle, and it's still 85% full. So KPL's products, they might be a little pricier than others. Not really, not bad in my opinion, but they go a long, long way. You get lots of use out of them. And nowadays, they didn't always have it, when KPL first came around. But now they have that 3-pack where you can get the light, heavy, and regular, which is an amazing deal. It looks something similar to this here. I have several bottles of KPL not even in use yet. Like I said, I keep the Benchmade Blue Lube in my room for some room maintenance, but there's another brand new bottle. I like KPL stuff. I do like Benchmade's Blue Lube for certain applications, though. But for the most part, I'm a huge fan of the original KPL formula. It's a good intermediate texture. If you need something a little lighter, like for an auto or something of that nature, you can use the light. If you need something a little coarser, a little thicker, you can always use the KPL heavy, which is definitely an option. Do I want to? I don't really need to. I was going to say, do I need to pull that off there? So these guys have the bearings facing out. That's interesting. The action on this when I got it, which I just did the unboxing of this the other day, and the action was very good. You could tell it needed a little cleaning, though. Not bad, but after carrying it to work like a dummy today, usually Fridays are a little more laid back for me sometimes. And today we decided to tear out 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter walls to open up this living room, dining room, kitchen combo. Oh, that will just come right out. Okay. That's the back spacer. So probably a total of like 8, 12, 16, probably like 16 to 20 feet of walls that were built in the 70s. So you had nails holding up your sheets, and it was just a pain in the ass. Luckily, they didn't glue anything, uh, which is a plus. It would have been an even longer day. I still had some headers to tear out when I left, but when I left, I had had enough. So, and my boss left 2 or 3 hours before I did because he had had enough. So, definitely a lot of work. I was going to do some filming today of that because I thought I would be by myself, but my boss ended up coming up for a little bit, and so that kind of put that on the back burner. But I was going to do my first vlog type deal at work today. Surprisingly, it's pretty clean. D-shaped pivot. Now, it needed clean for sure, though. You have a D-shaped pivot, so you want to make sure that is in properly, or the knife will not go back together properly. So we have some KPL. I always put just like a mini drop on here. That's too much, actually. And then I'll take and put some right on the bearing. So they had them facing the outside. Typically, I put them towards the blade, but the action was good. So some people would say change them. Some people would say switch them. I could switch them to see what that is like. Because sometimes they also, they'll screw up. They're assembling so many of these. Sometimes they'll screw up. Has an internal stop pin right on the blade. That's money. Put a little drop in your detent ball hole. And then I always put just a little bit on the track there. Same deal. Put a little bit on your bearings there. We'll see what it feels like here. And maybe I'll take it back apart and we'll switch it. We'll see. Let's see. But guys, if you are interested in getting a premium Kubi, this is definitely one to look at. This is probably, now I have the Kubi Drake in S90V. I have the Kubi Vagrant in titanium and S30. I have the Atlas in S35. I have the Veloce in S90. So I have a ton of premium Kubis, and this might be the best premium Kubi so far. So we're centered up there. Feels a little off. Well, that's pretty good. The detent on this is ultra stout for a liner lock. I'm wondering if those bearings should go the other way. Maybe I'll leave it for now. I mean, it's still good. It's thwacking open. Nice drop close. Great size. Jeez. That thing has a stout detent. Centered. Absolutely no blade play at all. That thing is locked up solid. I think I'll leave it that way for now. And maybe I'll switch them around another time. If somebody else has one of these, let me know how your bearings are sitting. Pocket clip will be easy enough. I like how they didn't recess the clip either. Boy, that bit might be going. Looks fine. Alright guys, there's your disassembly of the Kubi Ruckus in titanium. There is your budget Kubi Ruckus. Well, $80. Not quite, but I guess it's budget, but not very budgety. 80 some bucks for that one. And to put it in perspective, guys, I got this for half off. Paid $110 for 20 CV and titanium all the way around. This is AUS 10, copper, and G10 for 80. So quite a deal on these. I think that deal is over now. You can try it. Let me know if you want to. I'll give you the code. That'll do it, guys. Love you. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. If you're here and you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button down below the video.